Good morning, everyone. Bedrock Burger, your local Q&A kind of guy. Well, I recently hit 4,000 subscribers, and I love you all platonically, so we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. I'm just going to put questions up on screen, answer those questions, and it'll be fun. So, like, subscribe, member stuff, and we'll just get right into it. So, first question from Ice Rod. What inspired you to make videos on GTNH? No, I am not joking. I was bored. It was like the first day of 2025, January 1st. I was like, I want to make a big video. I've played GTNH before. Let me just do that again, but I sort of know what I'm doing. Spoiler alert, I really don't know what I'm doing. So, to answer that, literally just boredom. I was bored. I was like, I've played this pack before. I want to try it again. And it was a very good decision. I will say that. So Guild Cheese asks, and I will say there's going to be a lot of Guild Cheese on here. How far do you plan on going with the GTNH run? As long as people watch. That's it. As long as people watch, I'll keep going. GTNH is pretty fun, so I could go all the way to the Stargate if I felt like it. As long as you guys give me good enough views, I'll keep making GTNH. As long as we get good enough engagement, I'll keep making it. Chasing the bag, pretty much. Star Terrestrial asks, will we ever get another Crate Survival series? Probably not. They don't do very well view-wise. Like, if we were to look at my Create Survival series in terms of the views versus pretty much everything else except for all the mod stuff, but I'm not doing that anymore. The views are just bad. Like, especially compared to GregTech New Horizons. If I were to do just GregTech New Horizons, I could probably keep the channel going for a while. Create Survival did not do so hot. Like, especially when we compare the Create Survival stuff versus the Create tutorials, I'm more likely to do the Create tutorials rather than just a survival series. So, will we ever get another Create Survival series? Probably not. Guild Cheese, again, asks, low-key, would you want to make a civilization event at any time? The problem is getting people interested and having a server. Two big problems that I think would spell no. I could definitely see myself doing it in the future. However, another thing that kind of drags it back, so three things kind of leaning towards no, is the editing load. Making the GregTech series is already a lot of editing, so I don't think I would have enough time to do a civilization event thing. So probably not for that question. Another question for Guild G's. If your health improves, will you do more streams? Don't know how to word this one, but basically when you stop getting hit with random debuffs. I think my stream schedule is pretty good. I basically just stream weekdays whenever I'm not scheduled at my part-time job later in the evening. So if the channel gets bigger and I make enough money to leave that part-time job, I'll be streaming more often. But I think I'm going to stick with the up to 4 times a week kind of thing, because when I was back doing 6 times a week, that was awful. It actually did hurt my health. It was kind of bad. I will, my health is just not too great, not super great. So I do keep getting hit with random debuffs each day. So I can't guarantee consistency when I go full time. I'm saying when because I'm cocky as hell. My health has been kind of out of my control for a little bit, so I'll leave that as a we'll see. Tara asks, where does the name Bupdo come from, or how did you come up with? So, for those of you who are not in my Discord, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, the link is in the description. And third of all, Bupdo actually comes from one of my stream viewers, Fornius, did a typo when he was trying to say burger, and it stuck. So now my Discord name is Bupdo. Guild Cheese, again, welcome back. Hi, Guild Cheese, we love you. On the topic of names, where did Bedrock Burger come from? So, Bedrock Burger is actually my second successful YouTube channel. Before this, I was on Blade Burger, which was focused on Destiny 2. Yeah, I don't need to continue that story very much, but essentially when I was going to make this Minecraft channel, I was like, oh, I should do just B name and then burger. So I went Bedrock Burger. But the Blade Burger name actually comes from a nickname that one of my friends came up with for the Blade Barrage super. And that's pretty much the only super I use in Destiny 2. So it kind of stuck. We just called it Blade Burger, and then when I was making the YouTube channel, I was like, oh, what's a good name? Blade Burger. And then making a second channel, it's Minecraft. Bedrock is a block of Minecraft. It fits with Burger. Bedrock Burger. Bam. Gil Cheese returns yet again. What other mod packs would you be interested in streaming / making a series on? I don't know. The problem is time. I really only have enough time to work on one mod pack at a time, especially because New Horizons takes a lot of time in of itself to do. So I could definitely see myself making probably some random all the mods mod pack, because those are kind of I have some problems with all the mods mod packs, but they're fun. Maybe an adventure mod pack, because I haven't played an adventure mod pack in a long time since I scrapped that Dawncraft video I was trying to make like 2 years ago. I guess it's more so I don't really have too much interest in doing another mod pack. Mostly because I just don't care for other mod packs. So in the future, when I free up more time, I can see myself, working on more. But right now, just Greg Tech, pretty much. Guild Cheese, again. He's going to be here a lot, as I said. What inspired you to get into making videos? So my first ever video I made on a channel that, the channel still exists. I prefer not to link myself to that channel, though, because I had a bit of drama with it at one point. It's not anything, like, bad. Like, it's more just, like, petty drama and stuff. It's not, like, anything bad, but I prefer not to link myself to that. But it was literally just, I was sitting at home just watching other YouTube videos of, like, Vanoss Gaming and his whole group, and I was like, hey, I could do that, too. And then I tried on that channel. Eventually worked my way into becoming a different... I was initially doing just gameplay videos, and after a while I changed to something else, which I will not mention because I don't want people to track my other channel down. And that channel died for reasons that were out of my control. COVID killed it. That's how you can tell how far away it is, or how long ago it was. And then I started Blade Burger, which was the channel before Bedrock Burger. Again, literally just because I was bored. I was sitting at home. I saw this cool Terraria mod called the Anarchist mod, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just hit record and see what comes of it. And then the rest is just history. I transitioned into making Destiny 2 videos. Now Destiny 2 is dead, so, well, Blade Burger is dead, and I'm now focused more on Bedrock Burger and soon a third channel to come near the end of August. So, again, bored. All right, Guild Cheese asks one more time. It's not one more time, there's 11. Would you be interested in making some Terraria videos with fans, or making more Terraria videos in general? Pause. Hi, Editing Burger here real quick. This whole section got corrupted. I waffled on for about 3 minutes about this, and the audio got corrupted for some reason. I don't know what it was, but it just did. So to answer the question, I'm going to take it into two parts. Like, would you consider making more Terraria videos? Actually, 3 parts. Would you consider making more Terraria videos? Would you consider making Terraria videos with fans? Would you consider making videos with fans? I'm going to say more Terraria videos. I actually do have one in the works that I got to Devourer of Gods, and I hate the Devourer of Gods, so I have been taking a break from that for like 3 months. The second question, would you consider making Terraria videos with fans? Probably not. I play Terraria at my own pace. The hardest part about being an adult is scheduling things with your friends, so that's also out of the question. The third part, would you consider making videos with fans? That is a no. I have had a lot of bad experiences trying to do that with fans, and I am not keen on doing it anymore. The most I will do in terms of, making videos with fans is on my streams. My fans will just kind of say, hey, do this stupid thing. And I'd be like, okay. I don't want to make full-on videos with fans, because I've had bad experiences in the past. So that is out of the question. Next question. There's actually a couple of questions from Guild Cheese. How long have you been playing Minecraft mods or mod packs for? So my first video on this channel was about 2 years ago. Maybe 3 weeks before that was when I first got into Minecraft mods. And funny enough, my first mod pack was GregTech New Horizons. And then my second one was a custom create thing that I made for the first video that came to the channel. But I'm actually pretty new to the Minecraft modding scene, despite me making videos on Minecraft mods. What's your thoughts on what you've seen about GTNH so far versus what was told to you? People say GTNH is just a difficult, incredibly tough pack that is incredibly punishing and horrible. It's not that bad. The thing is, with my brain, is I take a big problem and break it down into smaller ones, and that's pretty much what GregTech New Horizons is. It really isn't. There's not really a point where I've been stuck, at least in this current run. There's not a point where I've been, like, stuck or, like, hated myself or, like, God, I'm just going to quit right now. There's not been a point with that. And one thing I don't mind about games is I don't mind long grinds. I come from Destiny 2. Like, if a game takes a long time to grind, I don't care. I'd rather play a game for longer as opposed to a shorter mod pack. And GregTech New Horizons is not that bad. Of course, I would be hesitant to immediately recommend it to people if I was being serious about recommendations, because of the fact that it is a really long grind. Like, it is definitely a long grind, like people were saying. You just take the big problem and break it down into little bits, and then you're fine. It's kind of like editing. It's like editing, and also kind of like making a Magic the Gathering deck. You basically take what is being presented to you and go, okay, I need to do this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and this thing. Combine it all together, boom, we have our healing axe. Probably don't do a blind run, though. That was probably my mistake with doing it, because I was kind of... There was not a point where I was going to quit, but it's a point where I'm kind of like, shoot, I'm really falling behind on this thing. Like, my EBF sucks right now. What can I do? And so I started watching other videos. It's like, Benzene. New Horizons is not bad. It's just long. And if you can sit for hours and hours and focus on one thing, or even like crack away at little bits for the thing you're working on, it's not bad. People were like, oh, getting to the moon is so bad. No, it wasn't. Oh, making your first circle was bad. No, it wasn't. Well, making multiple circles was kind of bad when I first got into it, but that was before I learned how to batchcraft. Next question, also for Grilled Cheese. Is there a current endpoint that you're aiming for in GTNH Run? Or is the end goal Stargate? I'm just kind of going to go for... I kind of said earlier, I'm just going to go for as long as people are watching. Like, the breaking it up into years absolutely helps with my sort of focusing on what I want to do, because I have an overall goal for year 3, and it's keeping me motivated. So if I break it down into just the years and focus on a big goal for the year, I could probably get Stargate. I'm saying probably because there could be a point where it just gets so long and grindy that the videos take forever to come out. So we'll see. The overall goal would be Stargate. I would probably say leaving the star system as the other goal if I am not able to make it to Stargate. But really, we'll just break it down into years and see where we go from there. What would be your favorite part about GTNH so far, other than Healing X, for obvious reasons? I think my favorite part is just how many options there are to do things. Like, you have a goal, but there's not a dedicated way to do it. It's, you could go this way. You can go that way. Like, for example, the electric blast furnace has a couple of ways to get the cupronickel coils. You can either do the aluminosilicate wool, or you can do the mica. If you're stuck on like manganese and stuff, there's other options. There's options for pretty much everything you want to do, and I like that. It's sort of like with fuel and power. There's not a this is the best option of all time. Like, I guess like diesel and oil is a really good option, but there's also benzene. You could ride steam if you're kind of crazy, like Guild Cheese himself. Power generation, resource generation, and now with the 2.9 crops kind of thing, resource generation. Whew, there's just a lot of options. That's what I like about GTNH. It's not a cut and dry, you have to go A to B to C. It's more like A, you have 17 different options to get to B, and from B you have 30 different options to get to C. It's not just A, one option to B, one option to C, right? I will say though, the thing I don't like about what's happening with 2.9 is they're nerfing a lot of Ender Eye strategies, like how to get Ender Eyes faster. Because that was kind of a progression skip to either really grind villagers to get the Cleric or the Ender Eye trade, or really grind IC2 crops to get Ender Bloom, which is not a guaranteed chance to drop an Eye of Ender. So they're kind of patching a bunch of options, like alternative options, and also making it to where crops NH is just the best resource production thing in the pack, period. Now, like, of course you still have bees and then like the infernal drops kind of thing, exp crafting, stuff like that, but now crops NH is just so much better than anything else in the pack, and I kind of have a problem with that because it removes the other options from being viable. Of course I'm gonna do both because I like double dipping, but it's just I don't like this movement towards making one thing the best route and then nerfing a bunch of other options to progress. I do like GTNH. My favorite part is the options. I don't like how they are limiting a bunch of the options and making things too viable, like crops NH, to where it just makes bees irrelevant. What's your favorite and least favorite video you've made to date? Honestly, it's a bit weird. On just Bedrock Burger, I would probably say my Spooky Mod Terraria video. That was an incredibly fun mod to play. I highly recommend the Spooky Mod for if you want to play the Spooky Mod. I guess my other favorites would of course be the GTNH 365 day video, like because it was a lot of fun to edit. It was long to edit, but it was really fun. And it turned out very well. I guess the other thing would be the 100 Days in All the Mods 9 to the Sky. That one turned out really well. And then there's also my Terraria Strams Classes video that I really enjoyed making. Those are my personal favorites from Bedrock Burger. I'm not even going to look at Blade Burger for that because, frankly, that's kind of done now that Destiny 2 is done. So I'm not going to look at that. But that is, those are probably my, I would say top 3 is probably number 1, the Spooky Mod video. Number 2, GTNH 365. Number 3, Strams Classes full run. Strams Classes was really fun. Highly recommend it. Tara asks, don't know if it's here, but YouTube inspirations or channels that got me into making videos. So like what I said earlier, like Vanoss Gaming, my first videos on my channel, the old channel, those videos are privated. They still exist on YouTube, but they're privated. But like Vanoss Gaming's, I initially made these funny moments videos. I just kind of hit record whenever myself and my friends were playing like fucking Battlefield 1. That's how long it is ago. Battlefield 1, and just edited into funny moments. And it kind of went from there. So definitely Vanoss Gaming. Who else? There was Merc Music before he got bad. And then there's a bunch of other channels that I've been watching for like a long time. There was Gunger's pretty good. He does sort of like the videos that I make now where it's mostly scripted. And that was like a big inspiration for like, hey, I can do this. Guild Cheese is back. All right, time for some Create questions. What's been the most annoying part of Create Mod for you so far? I think it is really just the start of Create Mod. Like starting out with Create Mod and getting a bunch of Andesite out of the way is really obnoxious to me. Like, just getting your first batch of Andesite out of the way and getting into your first automation is just kind of annoying. Of course, I'm not going to say, oh, change the Andesite alloy recipe, but it's just, like, that's kind of annoying to require a decently, I'm going to more say uncommon block. I'm not going to say rare, I would say uncommon block with andesite, and then iron is pretty common, but it's andesite is the hardest thing to find. I've always found whenever I start a create mod series or anything with create mod, it's always andesite that I have trouble finding. If you would remove something from create, what would it be? Honestly, nothing, because the only gripe I have is really just the andesite, finding andesite, and that's not really much of a gripe. I can just explore. So I'm gonna say nothing removes anything from create. Would you be open to some more create SMPs / community stuff to do with create? It's kind of the thing where I would want. It's sort of like what I said earlier with collabs, where I would want them to approach me rather than me going, "Hey, let me be in a video. Hey, let me be in a video. Hey, let me be in a video." I would be down to being create SMPs, but create I feel has like a end point where you automate anything, you automate everything, and you're just like, well, what's next? If they would reach out to me, and it would be beneficial to me to do a create collab, then I would probably accept it. Because if someone's coming to me with like 0 subscribers and they're like, hey, let's do a create video, I'm gonna say no. But if someone about equal to me comes and goes, hey, let's make create videos, I'd be like, I'll think about it. What's your opinion on create aeronautics? It's a cool mod. I don't have much interest in actually like doing and covering create aeronautics because at this point it's already been done to death. But it is a cool as hell mod. Like, that is awesome. Guild Cheese returns. If you could, what would you add to Terraria right now? A better storage. Like, a better way to store things. Because just putting them in chests is not that good, honestly. I'm not saying just do magic storage, but definitely like either like higher capacity chests. Maybe just higher capacity chests. Like make chests craftable out of, I don't know, hollowed bars, and they have like quadruple the capacity or something. That would be nice, because I find that in vanilla Terraria, storage is always an issue. It's just a problem in starting to organize storage. What's your favorite class in Terraria? Mage. I like Mage. Mage is a bit rough early game, but once you get Mage going, it's great. What was the first... Punny Comics asks, what was the first mod pack you've played? The first mod pack I played was GregTech New Horizons. That was actually one of my current roommate just asked like our general group chat of like, hey, do you guys want to do a Minecraft mod pack? I can do a server. What mod pack should we do? And my roommate's brother was like, GregTech New Horizons. He was like, hey, let's do GregTech New Horizons. And we played GregTech New Horizons actually for a little bit. I teamed up with a different one of my friends, but we teamed up and we were the Ben Public against the Trey Monarchy and the Idiots of the Round Table. It was basically, we had 3 groups that were trying to play New Horizons. And myself and my buddy, he quit pretty early on, pretty much after making a windmill, which is really early on. And I ended that run at making the EBF. I was never able to power the EBF, but I was able to make the EBF. Well, I say make the EBF. I made the controller, and that was it. So I made the EBF controller, and that's where I quit, because I was like, okay, this is a bit too much. But for the other players, Dr. Enigma actually went on for quite some time. I think they got all the way to like EV before that server was finally taken down. They got pretty far. He definitely had a clean room, was definitely on the moon, so that's at least EV. Not really sure how far he got after that, because I know I think they got vac nukes, and he accidentally detonated the vac nukes, and of course so he loaded a backup, and then I think he quit shortly afterwards, and then he went on to his own solo run. The Idiots of the Round Table didn't even make it to... They made it to Steam Age, and then they were done. The Idiots of the Round Table had a problem where only one of the 3 people was actually trying to progress, and the other 2 people were just dicking around. So he got fed up and left. Tried to join me, actually, but by that time I was kind of done with it. And then the other 2 people on the Idiots of the Round Table, yeah, they didn't know how to do anything, so they quit too. So that server, it lasted a couple months, but that was the first mod pack I ever played, was QnA. Punny Comics YT asks, what's your least favorite mod pack you've played? Least favorite, RL Craft. I tried playing that, and God, I hated it. I can do hard mod packs. The 3D models really turn me away from it. And then it feels like with RL Craft, it's like no matter what you do, you're just getting obliterated. Like you can play for like an, you can play for like 100 hours, and you still get one shot by everything. It's pretty awful. The 3D models also do not help because a lot of them just they look ugly. I'm not a fan. Guild Cheese, favorite sport, if at all. I don't play sports. I don't watch sports. I don't really care unless you count like pro Magic the Gathering as a sport. Because I watch pro Magic the Gathering sometimes. How many burgers have you eaten in your life? A lot. What is your favorite burger? I could go for a Five Guys burger like any day of the week. Five Guys is pretty damn good. Otherwise, if I don't have Five Guys, because frankly, the nearest Five Guys to me is like an hour away, and I don't want to do that. I also do like the McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese. I like that. What do you think Endgame in GTNH will be like for you? From what I've heard, probably just a lot of waiting. I do know for a fact that I'm going to have to abandon the year thing eventually, and it will probably be towards Endgame where I basically just have to sit and wait for things to craft. That would probably be what Endgame will be like. I plan ahead for a lot of things, so I've sort of planned ahead for when I get to that point of like, say, we do things while we're waiting on this recipe to craft, stuff like that. So will Endgame be like? Slow. King-sama asks, will you ever stream on Twitch? I actually tried multi-streaming, like with my stream the other day. I actually did try to do that, but the problem was that one of the things where you can co-stream YouTube and Twitch, the biggest one, they charge you for basic features, and I'm not gonna do that until the streams I already do make enough money to pay for that. It's not a lot of money, but money is tight right now for me, and I really can't expend much more money. So once the streams make enough to where I can pay for that co-stream thing, which again is not a lot of money, but the streams don't make a lot of money. So will you ever stream on Twitch? I do want to, but again, there has to be an incentive for me to stream on Twitch, because just starting up on a new platform is always going to be kind of slow. If you got the chance to join or apply for a GTNH SMP or create SMP, will you take that offer? Kind of answered that already, but it's again, I don't want to poke them and go like, hey, let me join your SMP. I would want them to reach out to me about it. I would like join a GTNH or create SMP if it was beneficial to me. So far in my 2 years of being a Minecraft creator, I've only been asked to join one SMP, and that was right in the middle of editing the year 1 of GTNH, so I had to decline. Looking back on it, it was probably good that I declined because I did not recognize like any of the creators on there. I'm a bit of an asshole in that way, but it has to be beneficial to me for me to agree to join an SMP. If I was I guess because if we're talking about GTNH, if I was invited to Project Singularity like right now, I actually would decline because Project Singularity is already super far into the mod pack already. But if they were to do season 2 and ask me, oh, I would say yes wholeheartedly. Not just because I love GTNH, but because that SMP would actually be beneficial to me. Create SMPs, I guess it depends. Again, I would probably have to see what the other creators are like first. If they're total strangers, like I have never heard of these guys, then again, I would have to look in to see if it's beneficial to me. If it's content creators I know inviting me, I'd probably say sure. It has to be beneficial. I'm an asshole in that way. I have to get benefit from it. Shikaku asks, boobs or thighs? Boobs. Next question. Guild Cheese, this is actually a lot of questions. What do you plan on doing once you reach 10K subscribers? I don't know. I don't know. I definitely plan on reaching 10,000 subscribers, but I don't know what I would do once I reach it. That's the thing. No idea. Still way in the future, so I guess we'll find out. what do you plan on doing once the GTNH run is over? I was thinking of doing Twist Space. Again, the planning ahead kind of thing, not for the 10K subs, but for the GTH run. Planning ahead, I was probably going to do something like Twist Space, or I could even do a Garden of Grind, or just restart on GTNH. Because I do like the mod pack, so restarting wouldn't be too bad. I probably wouldn't restart the current run, though, but once I finish this run, I would probably restart as a Twist Space or a Garden of Grind run. Or like some sort of variable run, like a different run. Maybe like only peaceful. Actually, I don't think only peaceful would be bad. Maybe like trying for hardcore or trying for like just a random challenge to make it a little bit different from the last run. Do you think that GTNH is a good pack? Yes, I do. I actually think it is genuinely good. It is extremely well made. You can absolutely tell the devs put a lot of time into it. There's just so much to this mod pack that you can do, and so much that not only builds into things in the future, but so many things that loop back into old things, some things that carry forward. It's a very well made mod pack. I do wish the quests were a little bit more descriptive with some things. And there was also some, like, pictures. I would actually love for more of the quests to have pictures of, like, some structures. Or, like, even just, here's a basic automation for this thing, right? But it is a good pack. If you were given the chance to change anything about GTNH, what would it be? Sort of like what I just talked about. I would probably add more explanations to the quest book and just like some examples of this kind of automation. It's kind of nice that they just sort of leave it open-ended for you to automate your own thing, but sometimes your burger is a little bit of a silly goober and doesn't know how to do things. Otherwise, I would probably open up more routes for automation in the pack, because for resource automation, really there's two routes. It's crops or bees, and crops is now so much better than bees. So I would probably add a third route and probably either nerf crops to the level of bees or buff bees to the level of crops to make them more even. But I would probably add a third automation source. It doesn't have to be like Mystical Archive or whatnot, because Mystical Archive is frankly broken and stupid. It doesn't have to be that, but just like a third way to get resource automation. A third main way to get resource automation, I have to say. Because there is the Infernal stuff and then EXP crafting. Those aren't fleshed out enough. Once you do start a new pack, what would it be? I don't know. Probably some adventure mod pack. I was thinking like Dawncraft or like one of the Dark Souls-like mod packs. Just some adventure mod pack to kind of break it up from GTNH, or just restart GTNH, which actually goes back into the next question. Would you be interested in another GTNH playthrough once this one is over? Yes, actually. Absolutely. Because there's things I could have done better to make my life easier. Like, I know the 365-day video, I look back on that and I'm like, wow, I could have done that so much faster. Will you switch to fusion once you get it, or keep going with benzene until you can get knack fuel? Actually, that's a good question. So benzene is a good fuel source, and in year 3, I upped my pyrolyzes to 6 pyrolyzes to keep the benzene going, and it wouldn't take too much effort to just convert to nitrobenzene and just ride nitrobenzene until I get knack fuel. I can just avoid nukes pretty much until post knack fuel. Whatever's the one after knack fuel. I really don't know what's after knack fuel, but pretty much avoid nukes after knack until whatever is after knack fuel. What inspired you to play GTNH or tempted me to play GTNH? It's again where I said we did the small server for like a little bit of like, it was like 6 people on it, and I didn't get very far. So again, when I was bored one day, I already had a little bit of experience with GTNH, so I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and do this again. Once you get to the next multi-block revolution, aka like mega EBS, mega vacuum freezers being necessary, do you think you'll slow down? I'm just gonna play and stream, honestly, until I get to the end of the year, and then just play and stream again until I get to the end of that next year, and so on and so forth. So slow down? I think that's probably intended to in the pack to slow down, so we'll find out. Will there be a world download for the GTNH world once you finish year 5? I don't know if I'm going to do a world download. Maybe once I reach the end, but I'm always hesitant about giving people access to my things that I don't want messed up. But I would rather keep it to myself for now. I could say probably when I get Stargate, again for the cockiness, I'll probably do a world download, but for now, no. Final question from Shikaku. Should we nuke France? I think we should nuke India and California. Anyways, that'll do it for all these questions. A lot of questions. I will probably do another Q&A in the future. Maybe at like 6,000 or 7,000, we'll find out. But thank you all for coming and watching. And if you stayed this long, first of all, why? Second of all, thank you. So thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys on stream and in the next video. Peace. Bedrock Burger out.